luck following the female back to any potential cubs last night, but we know Dean has found 3 females this morning, so we're on our way there to see if it's the same ones as last night.
So like Sean was saying, we're coming to rejoin these lionesses, and one of them is the one with the suckle marks. Doesn't look like she's going back to cubs now. It does look like they're on the hunt though. They're in the thickets, they are stopping and looking and sniffing, and they look fairly hungry, so they are actively looking for something to eat. So this could be an exciting morning. Well, it already is, we're sitting with lions, but it could escalate. So there are a couple of elephants moving in the thickets up ahead, so the lionesses have just stopped. You can see how well their tawny coat colour blends in with the grass that's browning at this time of year. I think they'll probably move when the elephants have gone, so we're probably going to wait here for another 15-20 minutes. Good opportunity for them to rest. They might have been walking for a while this morning and last night. So yeah, we're going to wait this one out because these lions are actively hunting. That's quite an exciting development now. The lioness with the suckle marks has broken away from the other 2. She's turned around and she's heading back the way they came, all by herself. So there's always the chance she's heading back to the cubs. I'm wildly optimistic about this because looking at her teats, she hasn't suckled recently. When she's just nursed cubs, you'll see wet patches from their saliva, from the milk in their mouths. And we're not seeing that now, so it means she hasn't been back to them for a while, maybe not even during the course of the night. Hopefully this is where she's going back to them, so we're just getting up ahead of her to get a nice view of her walking through the clearing. Okay, we don't want to get too optimistic here, but our confidence is sky high. This lioness is just steaming through the clearings. Parla alarming at her. She is not looking left and right. She is beelining for wherever it is she's going, which is almost certainly to cubs. Maybe not, but we're looking good here.
We can join you second.
FM, make your way.
Okay, so that was quite a unique moment. I don't think I've ever been as disappointed to see a male lion, because suddenly there was a Birmingham male in the clearing ahead of us and she walked straight to him, so we figured, well, maybe that's where she was going. But they had a quick greeting and she's just carried on. So hope is rekindled and we still think we might be in the money for cubs here. The male is just lying there. He hasn't pretty much moved from where they were last night. She's still going, so stick with her. So now speculation starts as to where she's keeping the cubs, and the direction she's heading, about 300 meters ahead of us, there's a very dense patch of spike-thorn thickets along the banks of the Mushabin riverbed, which would make a fantastic hiding place for tiny little lions to crawl into and hide. So that's where our money's on, but we'll probably know in 5 minutes. She's got cubs. She's got cubs with her. Yes, she's got cubs.
Sorry, you're still on the channel.
Okay, she's got cubs. She's got a brief view. I think I saw at least 2 little heads go hard. Are you not going to get past here? It's big lot. Maybe come back this way. Okay, we just saw a couple of little cubs just trotting after her.
Barry, she has collected.
Maybe go around there. Now we got to get around here. It's tricky. We're getting stuck in these thickets. Great place for her to keep them. Okay, we counted 4 at least. This is unbelievably exciting. But she's now moved them to quite a thick area, so we obviously want to give her quite a bit of space. We don't want to make the cubs nervous, so we're just trying to sort of toe the line between keeping her in sight and not losing her. But she is heading to a more open area, so hopefully we get a view just now. All 5? Okay, we've come out this evening to sit with the 2 Birmingham males in the hope of getting them roaring at us. The iconic African bush experience, and we think it's fairly likely they're together. They're not often together these days. Them roaring at us is first prize. That's about as good as it gets in the African bush. that's exactly what we came for. 2 male lions roaring at you at what can be considered point blank range, considering you can hear them at about 10 kilometers away on a still winter's night. So that's about as good as it gets. No need to see any more this evening. That was fantastic. Time for home and a beer.
After spending most of the morning tracking the Ntsevu female and her 5 cubs, we were slightly distracted by the Three Rivers female, who came walking out on the road pretty much exactly where the tracks of the lions were. We then set off on our mission to try and find the lions again. We came across an area in the Mashabeni where there was a lot of tracks and you could see the cubs had been playing. We looped around and found the mother and one of the Birmingham males. So we knew the cubs must be somewhere close, and it was just sitting with them for a little bit longer that eventually the cubs came out. Thank goodness we didn't get out and track too much from where the tracks were in the Mashabeni, because they were lying up just on the bank right above us. We know lions have only got 4 teats and there's 5 cubs here, so there's going to be a lot of competition for that milk. It's very evident that there is a runt or a lot smaller cub here, and you can see them fighting around trying to just get access to one of the teats to be able to get some milk. That obviously causes the other 4 to latch on and bite even harder, which is pretty painful for the mother, causing her to get a little bit aggressive, growling, snarling. And eventually you can see she's stood up and moved off, because it's pretty painful with those 4 on her teats, and she probably just wants to have a bit of a break and a rest, but these cubs won't leave her alone. She's moved off a bit further into the shade, leaving the cubs playing around in the long grass here. So I think let's leave them there and head back to camp.